Hello and welcome. If you're over 60, I want to say something to you before we get into anything else. You matter. Your health matters. And the fact that you are here right now, still curious, still learning, still taking care of yourself, means more than you probably realize. But here is something most people are never told. Your kidneys are silently aging alongside the rest of you, losing filtering capacity every decade, whether you feel it or not. And certain foods and drinks that millions of seniors consume every single day without a second thought are accelerating that decline in ways that will not show up as symptoms until serious damage has already been done. The kidneys are two of the most resilient organs in the body. They can lose more than half their function before you ever feel anything wrong. That silence is their greatest strength and their greatest danger. Because by the time most people find out their kidneys are struggling, the window for prevention has long passed. Today, we count down 7 silent kidney killers that research from institutions including the National Institutes of Health, the National Kidney Foundation, and Harvard Medical School has linked to kidney damage in adults over 60. Some of these will surprise you. One of them is almost certainly in your home right now. And when we reach number 1, you will find out which everyday item carries the single most underestimated kidney risk for seniors. Before we begin, let us know in the comments your age and where you are watching from. We read every single one. Now let us get started. Number 7, over-the-counter painkillers. We are starting at number 7 with something that sits in the medicine cabinet of almost every home in America. Ibuprofen, naproxen, products like Advil, Aleve, and Motrin, NSAIDs, which stands for non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, are the go-to solution for arthritis pain, joint stiffness, back pain, and muscle aches. They work well. They are available without a prescription. And because they require no doctor, no pharmacy consultation, and no warning label prominently displayed on the front, most seniors assume they are completely safe. They are not. Not for aging kidneys. Here is what NSAIDs actually do inside the body. The kidneys rely on certain chemical signals called prostaglandins to keep their blood supply open and flowing adequately. NSAIDs block the production of those signals. When that happens, the blood vessels feeding the kidneys constrict, blood flow drops, and the filtration units inside the kidneys, called nephrons, begin to work under a kind of oxygen and nutrient deprivation that damages them over time. In the short term, this can trigger what doctors call acute kidney injury, a sudden and sometimes severe drop in kidney function. In the long term, regular NSAID use can cause chronic damage that is gradual, silent, and largely irreversible. The National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases states plainly that NSAIDs can damage your kidneys if you take them for a long time. The risk is significantly higher for seniors because aging kidneys already have reduced reserve capacity. What a 30-year-old body compensates for easily can tip into genuine injury in someone over 60. The risk multiplies further for anyone already taking blood pressure medications, particularly ACE inhibitors or diuretics. Taking those medications alongside NSAIDs simultaneously blocks 3 of the kidney's compensatory mechanisms for maintaining blood flow, a combination that pharmacologists have named the triple whammy, and one that research has repeatedly linked to serious acute kidney injury. What can you do? Acetaminophen, sold as Tylenol, is a meaningfully safer choice for pain management when taken at recommended doses, as it does not affect kidney blood flow. Topical anti-inflammatory gels applied directly to the skin deliver local relief without the systemic kidney impact. Heat therapy, cold packs, physical therapy, and swimming are all effective non-drug alternatives for joint and muscle pain. The most important first step is awareness. The next time you reach for that ibuprofen bottle, remember that your kidneys are paying a price that your pain level alone will never tell you about. Number 6. Processed meats. Number 6 is processed meats. And this one deserves more attention than it typically gets in the conversation about kidney health. Bacon, deli turkey, salami, hot dogs, sausage, and packaged ham are convenient, affordable, familiar, and deeply embedded in daily eating habits for millions of seniors. They require almost no preparation. They last in the refrigerator. For someone living alone or managing limited mobility, they are a default. But processed meats attack the kidneys through 3 simultaneous pathways that most people are never told about. The first is sodium. Processed meats are among the highest sodium foods in the American diet. Sodium raises blood pressure, and chronic high blood pressure is one of the 2 leading causes of kidney disease. The damage is cumulative and quiet, building over years of daily sandwiches and breakfast plates. The second pathway is phosphorus additives. Manufacturers add phosphate compounds to processed meats as preservatives and moisture retainers. Unlike the naturally occurring phosphorus in whole foods, which the body absorbs at a moderate rate, these inorganic phosphate additives are absorbed at a dramatically higher efficiency. In aging kidneys that can no longer filter and excrete phosphorus efficiently, this excess accumulates in the blood, damaging blood vessels and accelerating the progression of kidney disease. The third pathway is the production of toxic compounds. When the gut processes high amounts of red and processed meat, it generates substances that inflame and stress the kidney tissue from the inside. Research published in journals including the British Medical Journal and the National Institutes of Health has confirmed the association between regular processed meat consumption and meaningfully higher rates of chronic kidney disease over time. The good news is that this is one of the most actionable changes on this list. Replacing processed meats with fresh cooked chicken, fish, eggs, or plant-based protein sources like lentils and beans removes all 3 of these kidney stressors simultaneously. When shopping, look for the word PHOS anywhere in the ingredient list. That is a sign of inorganic phosphate additives and a reason to put the product back on the shelf. Number 5. Dark cola's number 5 is dark cola beverages, and this is one of the most important distinctions on this entire list. Because the problem is not carbonation, and it is not even the sugar. The problem is a specific ingredient that only dark colas contain and that almost no one knows is there. That ingredient is phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid is what gives cola its sharp, characteristic bite. It is present in Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, and their diet and zero sugar equivalents. It is not present in clear sodas like Sprite, 7-Up, or plain sparkling water. And that difference turns out to matter enormously for kidney health. When you drink a dark cola, the phosphoric acid delivers a highly concentrated dose of inorganic phosphorus directly into your bloodstream. Unlike the phosphorus in food, which travels through the digestive process at a controlled pace, the phosphorus from phosphoric acid is absorbed almost immediately and in nearly its entirety. For kidneys that are already working at reduced capacity, as virtually every senior's kidneys are to some degree, clearing that phosphorus load becomes a serious challenge. Over time, elevated blood phosphorus damages blood vessels throughout the body, increases the risk of arterial calcification, and accelerates the decline of whatever kidney function remains. This happens without any symptoms you would ever notice. A landmark study by researchers at the National Institutes of Health specifically examined this question by comparing people who drank 2 or more colas per day to those who drank other carbonated beverages at the same rate. The cola drinkers showed a significantly elevated risk of chronic kidney disease. The non-cola carbonated drinkers showed no elevated risk at all. The difference came down entirely to the phosphoric acid. If you enjoy carbonated beverages, the switch to clear sparkling water or lemon lime sodas is one of the simplest kidney protective changes you can make. You keep the fizz, you eliminate the phosphoric acid. Your kidneys notice the difference even when you do not. Number 4. Excessive animal protein. Number 4 is high protein intake from animal sources. And this one tends to surprise people because the health messaging around protein for seniors has been almost entirely positive. You hear about the need to preserve muscle mass, to fight sarcopenia, to eat more protein as you age. And that message is not wrong. The problem is not protein itself. The problem is how much, what kind, and what the aging kidney is being asked to do with it. Here is the physiology. When the body metabolizes protein, it produces nitrogen waste that must be filtered and excreted by the kidneys. The more animal protein consumed, the higher the nitrogen load, and the harder the kidneys must work. In response to very high protein intake, the kidneys actually increase their filtration pressure, a process called glomerular hyperfiltration. Over time, that chronically elevated pressure causes mechanical wear on the filtration units inside the kidneys, leading to scarring and irreversible loss of function. Animal protein also generates a significant acid load from the sulfur-containing amino acids in meat, creating a condition called metabolic acidosis that further erodes kidney health over months and years. Additionally, high red meat consumption leads to the production of compounds in the gut that researchers have linked directly to kidney inflammation and accelerated disease progression. The Harvard Nurses' Health Study, one of the most rigorous long-term nutrition studies ever conducted, tracked thousands of women over more than a decade and found that those with even mildly reduced kidney function who consumed the highest levels of protein experienced significantly faster kidney decline than those who ate more moderate amounts. The research is consistent in one particularly important finding. The type of protein matters as much as the quantity. Replacing a portion of animal protein with plant-based sources such as lentils, beans, tofu, and whole grains carries a dramatically lower kidney burden. Plant proteins produce less nitrogen waste per gram, generate far less acid load, and support a gut microbiome that is measurably less toxic to kidney tissue. For seniors concerned about muscle loss, the evidence supports keeping protein intake adequate but not excessive, moderating red meat specifically, and diversifying toward plant-based sources at least several days per week. Discussing your specific protein needs with a physician or dietitian is the most reliable way to find the right balance for your individual kidney function. Number 3. Alcohol number 3 is alcohol. And this entry requires the kind of honest conversation that most health videos tend to soften too much. Alcohol is consumed regularly by a significant proportion of adults, over 60. For many people, it is connected to social rituals, personal history, and the belief that moderate drinking carries heart health benefits. That last point has been revised considerably by recent research. But the kidney question is more direct and more serious than most seniors are ever told. The kidneys filter everything the body consumes. Alcohol reaches them in full, and it disrupts kidney function through multiple pathways at once. The first is dehydration. Alcohol suppresses a hormone called antidiuretic hormone, which the body uses to retain water. When that signal is blocked, the kidneys excrete far more water than normal, reducing blood volume and lowering the pressure and flow that kidneys depend on to function. Chronic, mild dehydration from regular drinking quietly reduces kidney efficiency over time. The second is blood pressure elevation. Regular alcohol consumption is a well-established cause of hypertension, and hypertension is one of the 2 primary drivers of kidney disease. Every point of blood pressure reduction matters for long-term kidney protection, and regular drinking works against that goal consistently. The third pathway is direct cellular toxicity. Alcohol metabolism produces reactive oxygen species, unstable molecules that damage kidney tubule cells directly. In heavy drinkers, this can cause a condition called rhabdomyolysis, where muscle tissue breaks down and floods the kidneys with a protein called myoglobin that can physically obstruct and injure the filtration system. The National Kidney Foundation states clearly that heavy drinking on a regular basis can double the risk of kidney disease. For seniors, whose kidneys are already operating at reduced capacity and who are more likely to be taking medications that interact with alcohol, the safe threshold is meaningfully lower than it was in earlier decades of life. The practical guidance from both the NIH's National Institute on Aging and the National Kidney Foundation is consistent. Limit alcohol to no more than 1 drink per day, and consider whether the cumulative toll on kidneys, liver, and blood pressure makes the habit worth continuing at all. Many seniors who address alcohol find their blood pressure improves, their sleep quality rises, and their kidney function stabilizes, sometimes all within weeks. If you've been finding this video valuable, please take a moment to like it, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Now let us move to a choice that millions of seniors are making every day under the belief that it is the healthy option. Number 2, diet sodas and artificial sweeteners. Number 2 is diet soda, and this is perhaps the most important entry on this list precisely because of how it is perceived. Diet sodas are chosen specifically as the safer alternative. They contain no sugar, no calories. They are embraced by seniors managing diabetes and trying to reduce sugar consumption. The word diet is doing a great deal of reassuring work that the science does not fully support. The first problem is one we have already discussed. Diet dark colas contain the same phosphoric acid as their regular counterparts. Switching from regular Coke to Diet Coke does not remove the compound most associated with kidney damage from cola consumption. That risk does not disappear when the sugar does. The second problem is more systemic. Artificial sweeteners, particularly at the quantities consumed by regular diet soda drinkers, appear to alter the gut microbiome in ways that impair blood sugar regulation. This is counterintuitive, because these sweeteners are chosen specifically by people trying to manage blood sugar, including diabetics. But the gut microbiome plays a significant role in metabolic health, and disrupting it through repeated artificial sweetener exposure can undermine exactly the metabolic stability these beverages are meant to support. The third and most direct concern comes from a long-term study conducted by researchers at Harvard Medical School and Brigham and Women's Hospital, tracking thousands of women across more than a decade. They found that women who consumed 2 or more diet sodas per day showed a significantly accelerated rate of kidney function decline compared to those who rarely or never drank diet soda. The association was strong enough that a separate and larger study confirmed that each additional daily diet soda was associated with meaningfully higher risk of end-stage renal disease. What makes this particularly troubling, the population most likely to be consuming large amounts of diet soda, older adults with diabetes or pre-existing kidney disease who have been told to avoid sugar. Those are the same people at the highest risk of harm from these beverages. The kidneys do not need flavored beverages to stay healthy. They need water. Plain water, herbal tea, and fruit-infused water are the beverages the research consistently supports for kidney protection. If the transition feels difficult, start by replacing 1 diet soda per day with water and build from there. The kidney benefit accumulates with every substitution. Number 1, energy drinks. After everything on this countdown, number 1 is energy drinks. And the reason this earns the top position is not just because the research is alarming. It is because the people most at risk are the people who feel most justified in consuming them. Seniors dealing with fatigue, brain fog, and the general loss of vitality that comes with aging are precisely the audience that energy drink marketing speaks to. Brands like Red Bull, Monster, and Rockstar promise alertness, energy, and performance. For someone feeling tired every morning, despite a full night's sleep, that promise is deeply appealing. And because energy drinks are sold everywhere without restriction, they carry an implicit message of safety that is not warranted. Here is what is actually in these cans and what it does to aging kidneys. The caffeine content alone is striking. A single large energy drink can contain 3 to 6 times the caffeine of a standard cup of coffee. That caffeine causes the blood vessels feeding the kidneys to constrict, reducing blood flow and filtration efficiency, while simultaneously acting as a diuretic that drives dehydration. For kidneys that are already working at reduced capacity, this double mechanism is genuinely harmful. The sugar load in standard energy drinks is also substantial. A single large can can contain more sugar than many desserts. Regular consumption at these levels drives insulin resistance and elevated blood sugar, which are among the leading causes of diabetic nephropathy, the single most common pathway to kidney failure in America. Then there are the additional compounds. Many energy drinks contain herbal additives, amino acids, and proprietary blends whose renal effects have never been studied individually or in combination. Animal research has found that energy drink consumption causes measurable damage to kidney tissue at the cellular level, including structural changes to the tubules responsible for fluid and waste management. The Mayo Clinic has explicitly warned that energy drinks can lead to acute kidney injury and affect kidney function. Harvard's T.H. Chan School of Public Health has noted the link between energy drink consumption and kidney damage in published reviews. And cases of acute kidney failure linked directly to energy drink consumption have appeared in medical journals. The National Kidney Foundation classifies energy drinks as ultra-processed beverages and warns that high intake of ultra-processed foods and drinks is linked to increased kidney disease risk. What should seniors use for energy instead? The research is consistent here. Mild dehydration is itself a primary cause of fatigue in older adults, and proper hydration with plain water can produce noticeable improvements in alertness without any organ cost. Green tea provides moderate caffeine alongside antioxidants that are protective rather than harmful for kidney tissue. Regular physical activity, even gentle walking, meaningfully improves daily energy levels over time. And addressing the underlying causes of fatigue, whether that is poor sleep, vitamin deficiency, thyroid function, or anemia, produces sustainable energy that no can ever could. The kidneys have been working for you every hour of every day of your life. They do not take breaks. They do not ask for recognition. They simply filter and protect, quietly and without complaint, until the damage becomes too great to hide any longer. Give them the same dedication they have given you. Here's what this countdown adds up to. The 7 items we covered today: over-the-counter painkillers, processed meats, dark colas, excessive animal protein, alcohol, diet sodas, and energy drinks, are not exotic or unusual. They are in the homes, the habits, and the shopping carts of millions of seniors right now. And the damage they cause builds so quietly, so gradually, and so silently that most people never connect what they are consuming to what their kidneys are experiencing. Chronic kidney disease affects a significant portion of adults over 60, and the majority of those people do not know it yet. Because the kidneys compensate so effectively for so long, the symptoms arrive late. Prevention is the only reliable strategy. The steps available to you are genuinely accessible. Swap ibuprofen for acetaminophen. Replace processed meats with fresh protein. Switch your cola for sparkling water. Moderate protein and diversify toward plant sources. Set honest limits on alcohol. Trade diet soda for herbal tea. And set energy drinks aside entirely. None of these require perfection. None of them demand overnight transformation. But each one you act on reduces the burden on 2 organs that have been working without interruption since the day you were born. Ask your doctor for a simple kidney function test at your next appointment. An eGFR blood test and a urine albumin test take minutes and give you a baseline picture of where your kidneys stand right now. Knowledge is the starting point for everything else. Which of these 7 surprised you the most? Leave it in the comments below. We read every single one, and your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next one. And share this with someone you love who deserves to know this information. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.